Hello and welcome to step 11 of stage 2. So we open our file. Within this stage we're going to do some line work, we're going to do some view ranges, and we're going to do some plan regions. So the first thing we're going to do is show you the line work tool. If we go to our project browser and double click on level 5, and if we zoom into this area, and if we go up to our modify tab, and under the view section you'll notice a little button that says line work. Once you select this button, the user interface will turn green, and at present we already have a line style that's selected as overhead, which we want to use. And if we zoom into the sunscreen and click on the outside face of this steel, and then go to the very top and click on the outside face of this other steel. Once you've done that, press escape once, and if we go to our properties palette and then we go to the underlay section, and if we choose level 5 and turn it to none, you'll notice that our sunscreen has disappeared, but the line work that we've added now talks to the geometry. So if we were to select our steel, and if we were to move it with the move tool, and we bring it out over here, you will notice that our dotted line work has followed the geometry. To undo this, press Ctrl Z. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to double click on level 6, and we're also going to double click on the north elevation within our project browser. From here I would like you to close level 5 and the 3D. And in your keyboard press WT, Windows tile, and then ZA to zoom all. I'd like you to zoom into the floor plan level 6 and then zoom in to this part of the elevation between grid lines 2 and 1. Now going back to level 6, you will notice that we cannot see our sunscreen. So what we're going to do is we're going to control the view range so we can actually see the top of our parapet and our sunscreen. And to do that we go to our properties palette, and you'll see here under the extent part that we have a view range and an edit button. I'd like you to press the edit button, and as you know, the cut plane is an average of between 900 or up to 1200. If we make this 5000 and also the top associated level at 5000 and then press apply, you will see that we now have the total roof and we can actually see the top of our parapet. Now what we do want to see is the sunscreen, so if we go to the view depth and do minus 500 and then press apply, you will see not only that we have sunscreen and the windows, etc., to get a decent view range of the whole floor plan. Once you've done that, press OK. From here I would like you to close level 6 and pretty much zoom in between grid lines 3 and 2 so you see these two windows. From here I would like you to double click on level 3, then press WT and then ZA. And I'd like you to zoom back into the actual parts. Now if we select the long vertical window here, you will notice that it's highlighted in our level 3 plan. You will also notice that it's not showing this window. So if we select it, we can see where it's going to be because Revit is indicating where it is. But then if you click in negative space within level 3, you'll notice that the window is not actually properly shown. That's because the cut plane is lower than the actual window itself. To be able to view this in plan, if we go to the view tab and then just below it to the right, you'll see a little button that says plan views. I'd like you to select this button and second from the bottom, plan region. Once you do that, the user interface will turn green, and I'd like you to use the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle around about here. Once you've done that, I'd like you to press the green tick. Now with the sketch still highlighted, you'll notice that the user interface is still green. So we can actually press this button here, view range, or alternatively in our properties palette we have a view range button for edit. So we can press this one. It's the same window that comes up whatever button you press. Now at present our cut plane is 1.2. So if we change it to 1.5 and then press apply, you'll notice that our window is now visible within our plan. Once you've done that, press OK, and then let's just tighten up the pull handles to be directly around the window, and then press in negative space. You will notice that we have green lines indicating where the cut plane is for this particular window. Within your print settings you can choose whether to show this green line or not. Now staying within level 3, if we zoom out a little bit, you'll notice that this dimension 2.893 is currently covering over our window. Now we have two options. We either pull it out slightly or we leave it where it is, and we can make the dimension have a white background. To do that, once you do, if you selected it, if you go to your edit type button in your properties palette, and if you scroll down, we have text background currently set at transparent. If you use the pull down menu and make it opaque and then press apply, you'll notice that a white border arrives around our text numbering field. Once you've done that, press OK, and you can choose whether it's above or below, but nevertheless it just shows you can have transparency or opaque numbering. Now staying with this dimension, we have another option to round it up. So if we double click on the numbers, a new window will open and we can replace with text. And on your keyboard where the hash key is, which is basically above the shift key on the right hand side of your keyboard, if you press the symbol, so it's a little squiggly line, and if we round it up to 2.9 and then press apply, we can actually change the dimensions. However, as Revit dimensions are always looking for something real, if you were to move or any of these grid lines, this dimension will remain the same. Hence why you have to have the squiggly line symbol to know that this has been altered. It is advised that you don't do this, but sometimes some jobs require you to do so. For example, if I select this grid line and pull it down, this dimension will remain the same, which is not great. But if I double click on it and delete this and then press apply, you'll notice my dimension is automatically updated to the real dimensions to the grid line. Okay, this concludes step 11, so I'd like you to close your north elevation and level 3 and do not save.